Hey guys, in this video I'd like to share with you my favorite exercise that will help you to define your vision, namely your perfect day exercise. Now what I want you to do is to take a piece of paper or open a blank Word document on your laptop, go to a quiet place where nobody will disturb you for at least half an hour and try to figure out how your perfect day would look like. Now it's very important that you embrace the possibilities, okay? That you don't limit yourself to anything. It's really important because it's going to help you to define your true vision. Now I want you to describe your perfect day in excruciating detail, okay? Remember, no limitations. You have to be very specific. So you wake up in the morning. Where do you wake up? Is it a big house with the sea view, or perhaps you are in a penthouse in the middle of a big city? Who is next to you? Is it your current boyfriend, girlfriend, or maybe it's somebody that, is not present in your life right now? If that's the case, define that ideal character, all right? Now, what do you do after you wake up? You eat your breakfast, right? Where? What's the view like? What you gonna do after breakfast? Perhaps you're gonna be jogging for 5 kilometers. Maybe you'll be reading a book. What you gonna do after? Handling your business straight away, going to the office, or maybe doing something totally different. Remember, there are no limitations, it's totally up to you. And the cool thing is that when you are performing this exercise, you will actually have a lot of fun, okay? I mean, initially you will start writing a couple of sentences and you will be thinking, I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but after a couple of sentences, you will get into it and you will actually enjoy the process because after all, you are defining your ideal day. And after you perform this exercise, you should have at least 5 pages written down. Now, what I want you to do is to read everything aloud and try to figure out if there are any gaps that have to be filled. Now, eventually you get to the point that when you are reading this entire passage, you basically start smiling, okay? You feel like, wow, this is amazing. If I could live like this, I would be happy. And the reason I want you to do this is because when you look at your perfect day, that ideal scenario, you will be able to figure out what your vision is, what's your ideal scenario for your life. So why this exercise is so important? Well, when you want to define your vision and you don't zoom out from your normal life, it's pretty difficult to figure out what you really want because you are facing all those limitations of the real world. On the other hand, when you perform this exercise, you're essentially letting your imagination flow. There are no limitations. You're pretty much playing around. It's like a game. But the thing is that when you embrace the fact that there are no limitations, that's when you can figure out what you really want. And it's going to definitely help you to figure out what your true vision is. So to give you my personal example, when I did this exercise for the first time, I realized that I can't work an 8 to 8 or 9 to 5 job. I can't just simply wake up in the morning, go to the office, shuffle papers, and then go back home to have my 2 hours of free time, watch some television or go for a drink, and then repeat the cycle, and maybe get some free time on the weekend and travel twice a year to a new place. I realized that in my life, I want to see the entire world. I literally want to see every single country. I want to learn languages, at least 7 or 8 of them. I want to help millions of people, set up different businesses. Okay, I want to have the freedom. I don't want to have a boss. So when I performed this exercise, I realized that, wow, I can't work in a normal job. I have to create a job for myself. So that's when I realized that I just have to set up a business. And this exercise really helped me to take that leap and say to myself, all right, now's the time. I don't want to wait for too long because I may as well kill my dreams. And that's when I got started with my business. And I believe that when you perform this exercise and you really embrace the fact that there are no limitations, it's going to really help you to figure out what your true vision is. Your perfect day exercise can give you some aha moments because you may realize that your real vision is not in sync with what you are doing right now. So for example, let's say that you are working for that big corporation 8, 10, maybe 12 hours every single day. But your perfect day is comprised of activities like reading and writing great content under the palm tree on some exotic beach, having the freedom to decide that tomorrow you want to go to Rome or you want to go to Cuba to discover new culture. Now, if that's the case, perhaps a big company is not right for you. On the other hand, you may be pursuing an online business right now, location-independent business, but when you are designing your perfect day, you realize that it's comprised of, very creative pursuits, maybe painting, photography, these sort of things. Well, if that's the case, perhaps you should tailor your business to those activities. Perhaps you should create business around those passions. Now, there are many examples I could give you right now, but essentially what I'm trying to say is that when you perform this exercise, you will get a much better understanding of what you really want.